At some point, did Jordan Swilly, the defendant's daughter, arrive on scene?
Yes.
And how did she get there?
Herbert had brought her there. She wasn't there originally.
Did you speak with her?
Yes.
Later after you went into the apartment and was looking around, did you locate a cell phone or multiple cell phones inside the residence?
Yes.
And specifically, did you locate a cell phone in the washing machine in a black bag?
Yes, I did.
Can I have a display jar? Showing you photographs 16 from states 5. What does this show?
That is the black bag that I located.
And did you locate anything inside of that black bag?
Yes, inside of that bag is going to be a red iPhone.
Okay. Showing you what's been marked as case exhibit KK for identification. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, I do.
Can you open it up, look inside, tell me if you recognize the contents?
That's the phone that I located inside of the red case inside the bag.
And did you take immediate possession of that when CSI Cat Medina found the bag?
Yes, I did.
Is that in the same or substantially the same condition as when you collected it?
Yes, it has my initials and ID number on it.
This time state will move KK into evidence as 37.
No objection. Without objections. States KK, evidence states number 37.
Did you determine whether this phone was the victim's work phone or personal phone?
That is his work phone.
Did you look around the washer and dryer, the shelving around it, to locate whether there was any kind of a cleaning product consistent with bleach? You
Yes.
said you smelled bleach earlier when you walked in.
Yes.
Did you find anything?
No.
Did you look around the entire residence, or did you and other crime scene investigators,
Yes, I searched the residence for any kind of bleach.
did you find any bleach in the residence whatsoever?
No.
Did you ask the defendant whether they used bleach or other similar smelling cleaning products?
He told me there should not be any bleach in that apartment.
Did he tell you why?
He told me that Tim, the victim in this case, would get headaches from it, so they didn't have it in there.
Where was the odor of bleach strongest in the apartment?
Where Tim's body was at.
Was a second phone located in the apartment?
Yes.
Where was that found?
It was in the toolbox in the room with the sling and the massage table.
Showing you photograph 8 from states 18. What does this show?
That is the toolbox that's next to the sling, and that's the top section where the phone was located.
Did you take possession of that phone as well?
Yes.
Showing you what's been marked as states exhibit LL for identification. You recognize that item?
It has my ID and signature on
Okay,
it.
can you open it up, look inside,
Yes.
and tell me if you recognize it?
Yes.
What is that?
Appears to be the victim's phone that was collected from the top of the toolbox.
Is it in the same or substantially the same condition as when you collected it and packaged it that day?
Yes.
State would move LL into evidence as 38.
No objection. LL will be evidence states number 38.
Were both the victim's personal phone as well as his work phone given to someone to analyze?
Yes.
And who were they given to?
I gave them to Jesse Newbanks.
Who is that?
He was our digital forensic analyst at the time.
And how did it come about that you gave those items to Jesse Newbanks?
I handed them to him.
He was called to the scene and came?
Yes, he came out to the scene so he could collect them.
Okay. And did he perform or attempt to perform extraction of the data on those phones during the course of the investigation?
Yes.
And you're going to be recalled at a later time to talk a little more about that, so I'm not going to do that right now. Did the defendant indicate that he was going to leave the scene and go get something to eat?
Yes.
did you call him back and ask him to come back to the scene at some point?
Yes.
Why?
I wanted to do a walk through the apartment with just him to try to find anything that was out of place or of evidentiary value in there.
Did he in fact return to the scene?
Yes.
Did anyone come with him?
He was with his father.
When he arrived, did you in fact do a walkthrough of the scene, have him point out certain things that he indicated to you were out of place?
Yes.
And who went inside the apartment during this walkthrough?
It was me, Lieutenant Calhoun, which is the supervisor of the crime scene technicians, Herbert, and then there was a crime scene technician to take pictures. That was it.
Okay. Did the defendant's father go inside the house during this walkthrough?
No.
And why would you not have let that happen?
It's an active crime scene in a homicide case. I don't want anybody going in there. I let him go in there, let Herbert go in there, because he had shared the apartment anyways, and he's the best person to point out if something's out of place.
I'm assuming at this point Tim Smith's body had been removed.
Yes.
Okay. Generally, what happened during the walkthrough?
We went from room to room throughout the apartment, and he would point out different things in different rooms that he would tell me about or he would think was out of place. For example, when we went into the kitchen, he would point out that there was a bowl on the kitchen counter, and he said that when they entertain guests, when they have people over, that they would normally have some food, some chips or whatever it may be. We went into the bedroom where Tim was found. He pointed out that there were some towels missing. He pointed out some sexual lubricant that was supposed to be in another room that was in that room. He pointed out that there was some leather items that were supposed to be hung a certain way. They were not hung the correct way, and that there was some sex toys in the other room that he said appeared to be dirty, which would be unusual. Those things were supposed to be cleaned.
During this conversation you had with him, did he also back off his initial claim that he knocked on the apartment door when he showed up the day earlier?
Yes, I had talked to him, and I asked him about the banging on the door thing, and he came off that and backed off of it and said that he didn't bang on the door.
At some point, did you request permission to collect a DNA sample from the inside of his cheek?
Yes.
Did he agree with you, or did he cooperate with that?
Yes.
Was that DNA sample collected?
Yes, it was.
By whom?
Kat Medina collected it, one of the crime scene technicians.
And can you describe the defendant's demeanor during that process?
He was laughing. He was pleasant during that procedure.
Did you also locate the victim's white Jeep parked in front of this apartment?
Yes, I did.
Were you given permission to look inside by the defendant?
Yes.
What did you see?
It looked like it was messy, like somebody that would use it to go to and from work. There was no signs of any disturbance, no obvious signs of blood or anything in it.
What was done with the Jeep at that point?
We photographed it and then released it back to Herbert.
And why was it released back to the defendant?
At that point, the sheriff's office had no reason to hold it.
Did you ask the defendant if you and a crime scene technician, specifically Taylor Paxton, could go to his house and collect the victim's medication?
Yes.
And on that same day, did you travel to his residence?
Yes.
The address 4388 Southeast 26th Court Road.
Yes.
Is that in Marion County?
Yes, it is.
While you were at the defendant's residence, for the purpose of collecting and documenting the medications and things, did you notice if there was a surveillance system installed on the defendant's property?
Yes, I did.
What'd you see?
By the front door, there was a Ring doorbell camera right next to it.
And generally, for those jurors who may not know what a Ring doorbell camera is, what is that?
Sure. So a Ring doorbell camera essentially takes the place of your doorbell. When you push it, it would take a recording, but they're also set up for motion activation, and they'll record for security reasons who passes in front of them.
Can you access the footage that the Ring doorbell camera records from your phone?
Yes.
How's that done?
So whenever the video is taken, it's provided to the Ring application up in their cloud, and then if you want to go on your phone, you can load the Ring application, and you can look through any motion or anything that's happening that camera collected.
Is there like a timeline on the application itself so you can pick and choose when you want to look?
Yes, there's a timeline view, so you can scroll through if it was that day or the prior day or whatever it may be, and you can see the way that the videos are lined out, time-stamped, the way that Ring puts it on the timeline.
Knowing that there was a surveillance system in place, what did you do?
I knew that Tim was last seen alive, per what I was being told, at 9:30 on Thursday night, so I started looking at what happened after 9:30 on Thursday night.
And how did you look? How did you get access to this information?
So I was talking to Herbert, and Herbert provided his phone over, and I was able to look at some of this video.
Okay. Are you also able to delete videos from using the same Ring application?
Yes.
How's that done?
If you didn't want a video file that was there, you could just click it and click delete, and it'll delete it off of the cloud and delete it off the device.
And when you delete a video recorded from the Ring camera, does it still leave a still shot of the recorded image on your phone?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Something that I went and found out myself to try to find out if this would happen. I was able to replicate it on my own Ring application.
So when you take the defendant's phone, you're looking through the Ring application, what period of time did you start looking at?
Early Friday morning.
Okay. And what did you notice when you started looking through early Friday morning?
There's no video there.
Okay. Did you see any images from video that used to be there?
Yes. So instead of there being video there, when I'm looking at this timeline, the videos stop at some point, and then there's just these still images that are sitting in the timeline with no video attached to them.
And during what period of time were those still images that didn't have video associated with them?
This is starting at about 1 a.m.
Okay. As far as the camera angle that created these images, were they from the Ring doorbell camera you saw on the doorbell?
No.
Where vantage point was this camera from?
There was at least one other camera on the property, because the vantage point that I was looking at when I see these still images was oriented towards the detached garage, so from a high point of view.
I'm going to ask some specifics about what the still images showed in a few minutes, but generally, what did those images show you?
Ultimately, some of the still images are going to show a truck there, and then some of the images are going to show that there's a truck not there.
Did you confront the defendant about those images and them showing the truck being there at one point and not being there at a different time during the early morning hours of Friday when he previously told you he was asleep?
Yes.
What did he say?
He told me that the camera system was having some kind of problem where it would show things that were there that weren't actually there. It was the explanation that he was providing to me.
Did that make any sense to you at all?
No, it didn't make any sense.
Did you ask him to kind of elaborate or clarify what he was talking about?
Yes, so because it didn't make any sense, I needed him to explain it, and he told me that there had been a technical issue going on with the camera, that he had contacted Cox Cable to fix the issue, and they hadn't.
I'm going to ask you some specific questions about the specific images that you saw. Did you look at the Ring app on the defendant's phone for Friday, March 24th, 2023 at around 1 a.m.?
Yes.
And again, why did you start at that point?
So I knew that this was the part that I needed to focus on, because this was right after where something could have happened, where he was alive, and I needed to know what happened after that.
And before I get into the specific questions, did the defendant tell you how the cameras were activated?
Yes. So he told me that they're motion activated. They activate for everything.
In some of these still shots that did not have video associated with them anymore, did you see a white truck in the image?
Yes.
Was that same white truck there on the property in the same location it was in the video as when you were there at his house?
Yes.
Was there anything unique or distinct about his white pickup truck?
It has a black tailgate on it.
And what do you mean by that?
So the whole truck is white except for the tailgate. The tailgate is black.
So actually the tailgate is in the up position, it's all black.
Yes.
Okay. Did you ask the defendant about the white truck with the distinct black tailgate and who used it?
He told me that that is his truck, that he uses it, and that it should be on the property, that it doesn't move, that it stays there and it's attached to his trailer.
And was the truck attached to the trailer when you were there?
When we were getting pictures of, yes, it was attached to the trailer.
As far as some specific questions about the still shots, Friday morning, did you look at a still shot for Friday morning at 1:58 a.m. and another one at 2 a.m.?
Yes.
What did it show about the white truck being there at those times?
The white truck wasn't there during those times.
Did you ask the defendant about that?
Yes.
What did he say?
I asked him why the truck wasn't there. He said that the truck should be there, it's supposed to be there, and he ultimately came back to, it was the camera, there was some problem with the camera. He says that the truck should be there.
Moving ahead, what did you see in the images on his phone that didn't have video associated with them at 2:25 a.m. and then again at 2:28 a.m., 3 minutes later?
At 2:25, the truck's not there still. At 2:28, now the truck is there. The truck is there, and there's a male figure standing near it.
Was the image clear enough to identify who the male figure was?
No.
Did you ask the defendant about the truck being there, not being there at 2:25, but being there 3 minutes later according to the images?
He says that the images are wrong. Ultimately, he says that that is his truck, that he drives the truck, but that it shouldn't have moved.
During your interviews with the defendant, did he ever indicate that during the early morning hours of Friday the 24th that he left in that truck?
No,
And was that consistent with what you saw in the surveillance video?
it wasn't
Or
consistent.
the images?
It was inconsistent.
At some point during your discussion about the ring camera and the still shots you were looking at, were you interrupted?
Yes, I was.
Explain what happened.
I was speaking to Herbert about these pictures that I could see, and his father interrupted and started asking why the crime scene technician was taking pictures around the property.
Did you determine whether the defendant's father was former law enforcement?
Yes, he worked for Alachua County Sheriff's Office.
So a few minutes ago, you talked about the still shots on his Ring doorbell application, the truck not being there at 1:58, at 2 a.m., at 2:25 a.m., but at 2:28 the truck was there. Were you able to document those still shots in any way?
No, I wasn't.
Why not?
As a detective, I carry around an audio recorder, and I record my interviews audio. I don't have a body camera, so none of it was recorded with video.
Okay. And again, was that process, that discussion interrupted?
Yes.
Let me direct your attention now to March 27th of 2023. Did you speak with the defendant again?
Yes.
Did he tell you anything new about the key to the apartment, his key?
Yes, when I'm speaking to him that morning on the phone, he's telling me now he has found the key. He's found the key. He's found the key ring. He tells me that he was going through his trailer, and while he was emptying out some items from a job from Thursday, the key just drops out of the tarp with the debris in it. And he says that he has the key now he's telling me, reporting me that he has it.
And is that different than what he told you initially about the victim taking his key?
Yes.
Did you ask the defendant about the white truck and whether the trailer was attached to that truck when he drove around on Friday?
Yes, so Herbert told me that while he's driving around and doing things on Friday, that his trailer is attached to the white truck, and that the trailer is always attached to the white truck, unless he attaches it to a blue truck, is what I end up learning.
You described earlier, he gave you a sequence of events during your first interview of what he did Friday morning, right?
Yes.
During this interview now on March 27th, did he mention to you that he went to the landfill?
Yes, he added that in.
What did he say?
He said that he and the truck and the trailer all went to the landfill that morning.
Did he tell you about when?
It was in the morning hours.
Okay.
It was in the morning hours.
Did the defendant ask you about what he was in your investigation, what his role was?
Yes, he asked me what he was. I told him that he was next to kin in the case, and we would give him updates when we had him.
Okay. Still on March 27th of 2023, was a meeting held with members of the major crimes detectives to discuss the case?
Yes.
Is it common on especially a homicide case, for multiple major crimes detectives to work together?
Yes.
And why is that?
We have the investigative team is what we train whenever we're training new detectives. I trained detectives when I was there. And in these large cases with so many different things that need to be done, it's impossible for one detective to do it all. So we have these meetings. We talk about what evidence we could get. Does anyone have any ideas? Then we give out tasks to different detectives to go out and do it. Then we'll have another meeting later and we'll collect and work through what was done.
Was digital forensics analyst Jesse Newbanks present for that meeting?
Yes, he was.
Based on this discussion, did you decide to do something regarding the victim's white Jeep that was parked outside of the apartment where the victim's body was found?
Yes. After the meeting, it was brought up that that Jeep infotainment system could potentially have some very important information on it. So I was tasked with reaching back out to Herbert to figure out if he would bring it in.
We're going to hear a little bit more about the infotainment center from Mr. Newbanks, but what generally is an infotainment center?
It's right in there where your stereo is. It's a piece of hardware that does more than just your stereo. It could record all kinds of different things, Bluetooth connections. It could record whether or not the seatbelts are activated. It could even, some of them even can do GPS depending if it has mapping.
And was this the type of information you were potentially looking for?
Yes, we're looking for anything at all along those lines.
What efforts did you make to try to get possession of the Jeep to perform this analysis?
So I called Herbert up on the phone. I told him that infotainment system in the Jeep could have some really valuable information that's going to help us figure out this case. And I asked him to bring it in, and he said that he'd bring it in at 8 o'clock the next morning.
Did the defendant, say anything about the information that the digital forensic analysis of the infotainment center might reveal?
Yes. He said something to the effect of, I'm assuming you guys are going to be able to review all the GPS information. And I told him, yes, potentially, and along with other things is what we're hoping for.
At the end of that call, you indicated he was going to bring the Jeep to the Marion County Sheriff's Office the following morning at 8 o'clock?
Yes.
And you had contact with the defendant over the phone during the several days before this?
Yes.
What was his number?
352 283 2372.
Okay. During this discussion about the Jeep, did you also have a brief discussion about the financial institutions that he and Tim Smith used?
Yes.
And what was done with that information as far as banking and credit cards and things like that?
Investigative subpoenas were wrote and sent out to those different financial institutes.
Moving ahead to the next morning, March 28th of 2023, after 8 o'clock, did you make efforts to further locate the victim's Jeep?
Yes.
What did you do?
I called Herbert. He didn't answer his phone. I left him a voicemail. Then after that, we still didn't know where it was at. I sent Detective Canterbury, Detective Carpenter out to the residence where they live and sleep at to try to find the Jeep. It wasn't there either.
On that same day, did you receive information about the location of the victim's Jeep?
Yes.
And from whom did you receive that information?
I learned it from attorney Gail Grossman.
And where was the Jeep eventually located?
It was located in the parking lot of Gail Grossman's office.
What was done with the victim's Jeep?
We towed it back to the Marion County Sheriff's Office and put into evidence there.
On that same day, the evening of March 28th of 2023, did you obtain a search warrant to collect certain items from the defendant's residence?
Yes, I did.
Generally, what is a search warrant?
Search warrant is it's an order that is signed by a judge telling us, the Sheriff's Office, that we can go out and we can collect certain things because those items, they have potential evidence in an investigation. So it's an order saying that it's okay for us to go out and collect them from someone.
Specifically, what items of evidence did the search warrant allow you to go look for and collect at the defendant's residence?
Herbert Swilley's cell phone and the Ring cameras from the property.
So what did you do?
Whenever I get the search warrant back from the judge, myself, Inspector Lytle, Lieutenant Mongaluso, we go out to the property. I knock on the door, announce Marion County Sheriff's Office, we have a search warrant. Jordan Swilly answers the door. I tell Jordan I have a search warrant. Herbert Swilly walks from a part of the house. He's on his cell phone. He's talking. When he gets up to the door, I take the cell phone from him that he's talking on, and I collect it as one of the first items that I'm collecting in my search warrant.
Show me you must have marked as State's Exhibit M, as in Mary. Do you recognize that item?
Yes, that looks like Herbert Swilly's cell phone.
Is it in the same or substantially the same condition as when you took it out of his hand on the 28th of March, 2023?
Yes.
This time State would move M, as in Mary, into evidence as 39.
The objection?
Yes, Your Honor, I would object, and I would ask the approach to articulate my grounds.
Sure.
Left off, Sergeant, I had shown you State's Exhibit M, as in Mary. You indicated that when you arrived at the defendant's residence, you made contact with the defendant who was actually on his phone.
Yes.
Okay, and again, what did you do with that phone?
He was talking on it. I reached out. I took it out of his hands, and I took possession of the phone at that time.
And what would you have done with that phone at that point?
At that time, that phone was still activated. It was still on. It was communicating with cell phone towers. That was placed in a Faraday bag at that time, which stops it from being able to communicate with anything.
Okay, is that a bag that you have in your possession?
Yes, it's a special kind of bag.
And you just put it in the phone, and what is the point of that Faraday bag?
So that makes it so that no one else can contact and alter, remotely delete, or do anything to that phone. Faraday bag keeps the signal inside of the bag. It can't communicate with anything when it's inside of that bag.
And at some point, did you take that same phone and package it separately in an evidence bag like we see here?
Yes.
Do you note the evidence bag somehow with the item and what it is?
Yes. My signature is here and my ID number. I filled out the front part here, listing it as Herbert Swilly's phone.
So, and then would you have sealed that item?
Then I seal it up and I tape it and I put my signature over it as his phone.
Does it also have the Sheriff's Office case number associated with this case?
Yes, the case number is attached to it and listing it as a homicide case.
So by virtue of the fact that you know the phone you took from Herbert Swilly's possession that he was actively using, you packaged it in the package, wrote Herbert Swilly's phone on it. Are you confident that that's the same phone that you removed from his possession?
Yes, I'm confident that this is the phone that I took from Herbert Swilly in the doorway.
And is it in the same or substantially the same condition as when you collected it?
Yes, I don't see the screen broke. I don't see anything different than when I took it.
This time around, the state would move M into evidence as 39.
May I, well, why do you the witness?
Sure.
Subsequent to you collecting my client's phone in relation to the warrant that you obtained for same, to your knowledge, did that phone go into any of your colleagues' possession?
This phone went to Jesse Eubanks.
Okay.
He is the digital analyst that analyzes the phone.
So he would have been the next person after you to handle that phone.
After it was placed in the Faraday bag, it was given to Jesse Eubanks. On scene, the only other person that would have been watching it with possession would have been Inspector Lytle while I'm moving around the scene and collecting the other evidence.
And at some point, in addition to Jesse Eubanks, Inspector Lytle obtained possession of that phone.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And from there, did you touch the phone any further?
No. After that, it went to Jesse Eubanks, who was able to remove the data. Then Jesse brings it back to me and says, put this into evidence, and then I put it into evidence in this bag here.
So you would have been the last person to place that in the bag, close it up.
Yes, I'm the one that seals it up and puts it into evidence.
And before this most recent questioning out of the presence of the jury, did you open the bag and view the phone that was inside of it?
Yes.
Was there anything else in the bag with the phone?
Yes, there was a piece of paper that was in the bag with it also.
What was that?
I didn't personally open that to look at it. It wouldn't be uncommon for me whenever I package things to put in either, in some cases, consent forms. In some cases, I put the search warrant that allowed me to legally take it.
Just as a way to help you track the item, or what caused you to come into possession of the item.
It assists me in knowing how it was collected by the means it was taken.
Understood. Thank you, Your Honor. No further questions and no objection.
States MN will be in evidence without objection. States number 39. Is that right? 39.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
When you collected that phone, you said you put it in the Faraday bag. Before you put it in the Faraday bag, did you turn it on or scroll through and look through anything?
No.
Why not?
To look into the contents of the phone, to actually look at the phone, it takes a separate search warrant that I did not have.
And did you eventually get a separate search warrant that actually allows you to look inside the phone and have Jesse Newbanks extract the data?
Yes.
And again, we'll go into the details the next time you're called as a witness, if not right now. Was the Ring doorbell camera system that you previously described and authorized to collect by the search warrant also collected?
Yes.
Did you also take photographs of that Ring doorbell camera system?
Yes, there should have been photographs there. Mhm.
Showing you what's been marked as States Exhibit NN as in Nancy. Can you take a look at those photographs and tell me if you recognize them?
Yes, that's the camera next to the door. I recognize that.
Do those photos fairly and accurately depict the doorbell camera as well as the other camera that you saw on the property?
Yes, those are the cameras.
Okay, this time State would move NN into evidence as 40.
No objection.
States NN will be in evidence without objection. States number 40.
May I publish?
Yes, sir.
Give me access to the display, please, Your Honor. Showing you photo 1 of States 40. What do we see here?
That is the front door of the residence with the camera over there on the left side of it.
In photo 2, what is shown here?
That's more focusing on the actual Ring doorbell camera that's on the door.
Photo 3 of States 40. What is this?
That's the Ring doorbell camera. Once it's been removed, that's the back side of it.
Photo 4 of States 40. What does that show?
The serial number for the Ring doorbell camera.
Okay. And how was the Ring doorbell camera actually removed?
It required a special security screw to actually be able to remove it. That was provided by Herbert.
Now, earlier you mentioned when you were reviewing the application, the Ring application on the defendant's phone, that there was a camera with a different vantage point than the Ring doorbell.
Yes.
Did you locate that camera on the property?
Yes, I did.
Where was it?
It was on the top of like a 20-foot tall pole.
Showing you photograph 5 of States 40. What does this show?
That's a faraway shot there of the camera that's on the top of that pole.
And photograph 6 of States 40.
That's the Ring camera, the pole camera.
And how was that camera removed?
Herbert was able to get a very tall ladder and go up there and remove it.
Showing you what's been marked as States Exhibit 00 for identification. Can you take a look at that item and tell me if you recognize it?
Yes, I recognize that as the camera from the top of the pole.
Is it in the same or substantially the same condition as when you collected it, or when it was collected at the scene there?
Yes.
The state, at this time, the state would move 00 into evidence as 41.
No objection.
Objection. States number 00 will be in evidence number 41.
Was there a crime scene technician out there with you, Sue Labode, to help document and actually put it in the bag?
Yes.
Okay. During your discussions with the defendant at this time, did he see anything about the property located at the apartment?
Yes.
What did he say?
He made some statements that the apartment where the murder had happened was already empty. Everything had been already cleared out and emptied out of it.